The DC Cinematic Universe, DCEU, is a franchise that sparked high expectations upon its announcement but faced a series of challenges from its inception. While it has generated individual successes such as Wonder Woman and Aquaman, the franchise as a whole has often been criticized and struggled to compete with the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. In this video, we will examine some of the key reasons why the DCEU failed to achieve the same level of success as its competitor. Subscribe to the channel and like the video for more content like this. Take the opportunity to suggest the theme for the next video below in the comments. Lack of cohesion and planning. One of the most common criticisms of the DCEU is the lack of cohesion and planning in its productions. While the MCU was meticulously planned from the start, with interconnected films culminating in events like The Avengers, the DCEU seems to have adopted a more fragmented and reactive approach. Instead of establishing a unified vision for the shared universe, DC chose to allow different filmmakers creative freedom in their individual projects. This resulted in a lack of tonal and narrative consistency among the films, leaving audiences confused and disconnected from the overall experience. Pressure to compete with Marvel. From the outset, the DCEU was seen as an attempt to rival the Marvel Cinematic Universe, MCU. However, this competitive mentality may have hindered DC's ability to develop its own unique identity for its film franchise. Instead of focusing on telling authentic and original stories, the DCEU often seemed more concerned with replicating Marvel's success, resulting in films that feel derivative and uninspired. Rushed subsequent films. Following the initial success of Man of Steel, 2013, DC was eager to rapidly expand its cinematic universe. This led to the production of subsequent films that felt rushed and underdeveloped. Perhaps the most notable example of this is Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, 2016, which attempted to introduce multiple characters and complex plotlines in a single film. The result was a confusing and disjointed narrative that failed to satisfy both fans and critics. Creative differences. Another recurring issue in the DCEU was creative differences between filmmakers and studio executives. Many directors and writers expressed frustration with studio interference in their projects, resulting in films that felt disjointed and compromised artistically. A prominent example of this was the release of Justice League, 2017, which was heavily re-edited following director Zack Snyder's departure from the project. The final result was an uneven blend of different creative visions that left fans dissatisfied. Underestimation of the audience. Finally, the DCEU may have underestimated the audience and its ability to appreciate complex and mature narratives. In an attempt to distinguish itself from the MCU, DC opted for a darker and more serious approach to its films, often sacrificing the humor and escapism that are so characteristic of superhero movies. While this approach may have resonated with some fans, others felt alienated by the lack of fun and optimism they typically associate with comic book movies. Justice League issue. Another recurring issue in the DCEU was creative differences between filmmakers and studio executives. Many directors and writers expressed frustration with studio interference in their projects, resulting in films that felt disjointed and compromised artistically. A prominent example of this was the release of Justice League, 2017, which was heavily re-edited following director Zack Snyder's departure from the project. Snyder had to step away due to a family tragedy, and Joss Whedon was brought in to complete the film. However, Whedon's reshoots and alterations led to a tonal inconsistency that clashed with Snyder's original vision, ultimately resulting in a divisive final product that left both fans and critics disappointed. There was also the release of Zack Snyder's version of the film, but it was only released for streaming and was unable to save the shared universe. Conclusion. While the DC Cinematic Universe has produced some successful films such as Wonder Woman and Aquaman, the franchise as a whole has failed to achieve the same level of success and critical acclaim as its competitor, the MCU. Several factors contributed to this failure, resulting in a reboot that was widely criticized by the audience. Subscribe to the channel and like the video for more content like this. Take the opportunity to suggest the theme for the next video below in the comments. See you in the next video.